English thought about coming to North America, they laid out very specific ideas about what they wanted to do.
Let's imagine we get rid of color. What happens?
His mission was just to carry out Nixon's will, so there's no question. If Haldeman knows something, Nixon knows.
This consciousness that the past is coming, and Dracula in a way embodies that past.
This week we're looking at a Chinese singer who became very popular in the rest of East Asia, and it sort of gets us back to the idea of globalization.
We structure our lives through narrative, through telling stories, and we tell stories about the past. And one of the things that history students learn is they learn a multiplicity of stories, that the story is different depending on who's telling the story.
I've gotten to hear across the span of centuries about different people, and I've been able to explore my passion for women's history and get to read letters written from the 18th century, just really delve into an aspect of history I didn't know about before.
Well, every history major has to pick an emphasis coming in. You have to pick a temporal, geographic, and thematic, and I picked early modern Europe religion. I got into something very specific, the relationship of religion and law. Somehow combining those two data sets just led to a ton of really interesting questions of how religion and law intersected, who was in charge of things like the persecution of heretics and heresy, and how that would change from the church to the king. So eventually from something very broad, looking at this entire period, 400 years of history, I got something very specific.
We have world-class faculty who have a lot of different specializations. Asia, United States, colonial America, European history, Middle Eastern history across the centuries, from ancient to the modern world. We're going to agree that she's kind of the symbol of the new woman.
With the requirements for the history department, you have to take a certain emphasis, but at the same time it does allow you to take classes that drift from the emphasis. I had never really studied Black history that extensively. The African American experience was great because we focus on something that you don't normally get to look at.
Black No More. Where to begin?
As a half Black, half Creole, it gave me a great opportunity to really learn about my heritage, which is something I don't normally get to touch on in the average history class. And this one talks about my family, New Orleans, the Creole experience. So that was really fun to see history and see my own life from that perspective.
One of the things that the department does is it really provides a lot of opportunities for contact between undergraduates and faculty members.
Put together a plan, it was kicked around, and I went to Ehrlichman with it, and I went to Mitchell with it, and the consensus was that Caulfield wasn't the man to do this. In retrospect, okay, it might have been a bad call because he's incredibly cautious.
None of our upper division classes are more than 25 people, and many of them are capped at 15, so we can have a very intimate seminar kind of experience with undergraduates. We have an honors program which we encourage our students to take if they qualify for it. This gives them a year to work one-on-one with a faculty member.
The professors are not just doing their own research, they're really connecting with us, and you can see passion. They're just incredibly impressive people. They're writing top-selling books on Amazon, making new discoveries in their field, all which they can incorporate into the classes.
We're also unique because of our location in Los Angeles. We have many opportunities for studying Los Angeles itself. We have many archives here in Los Angeles, and we give students a lot of opportunity.
Many of us, myself included, through SURF and SOAR and other programs, hire undergraduate research assistants.
It's a rare opportunity to be able to do research as an undergraduate, and not a lot of universities offer undergraduates this option. It's just a very helpful major. No matter what you do, you learn skills that are transferable to other professions and other studies.
But there are some really broad things you can get out of the Dornsife history major. You learn to take vast amounts of information and distill them into compact and persuasive arguments.
From the start, you learn how to look up primary documents, secondary documents, what the difference is, and how to analyze them very critically.
I plan to work at a nonprofit when I graduate, and I think that the skills I've learned as a writer at USC Dornsife is really going to prepare me for the type of work that I'll be having to do in that field.
When they do graduate, they leave with a very good background in what it means to be human and to have a past that is relevant for the present and the future.